Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I can find. Let's jump into it. Okay, we're starting off with this guy who's tattooing himself. It says, a few months ago, I decided to tattoo a chest piece on myself. I created the design using screenshot at home. First off, I'm gonna pause it before we get to this thing. Okay, it says everyone loving it, whatever. We're gonna pause it right there. Tattooing yourself is an extremely hard thing to do. And there's only a few times where I've seen it that I was like, I understand it, okay? There was one guy who sent me a video where he did this extremely intricate, very odd design that was like half blackout, half color cover-up thing. An extremely experimental tattoo. And I thought it was kind of cool that he tried it on himself before he does it anywhere else, because it was just such an incredibly weird, hard thing to do on somebody that maybe he didn't want to take the risk on a client and he took the time, did it on himself. I kind of get that, okay? I think that's the path this person's trying to go, but where the other guy crushed it, this guy falls short. I mean, short, okay? It says everyone was loving it, and clearly by the comments, it was all bad. Yikes, fuck no, get it lasered, that looks like crap. So he finally almost finished it. Oh man. A very difficult tattoo to pull off. You'd have to be extremely talented to do this tattoo, but this falls short in so many different ways. It's rough, it's just a rough, bad tattoo. So I'm gonna take a moment to critique it. So first off, this design of like all these different scenes happening all at once, extremely conceptual and does not translate to tattoos very often. But if you were gonna do something like that, you should have big focused pieces. A big face, a big hand reaching for something, a place where you could put a lot of negative space. This is not that, right? These are like a bunch of little characters that are just kind of sitting in a field of black rubbish, okay? Tattoo designing 101, go bigger than you think you need to go. Like if there was like a face in the middle of this, you could throw like all these scenes on top and you'd be like, oh, I kind of understand. Like there's this person's in the center and their face is massive. So they really did a good job on the face. And there's this concept of like these different places they're thinking about or they've been or whatever. But that is not this tattoo. This tattoo is just a bunch of different things. And it just looks like crap, okay? There's like no part of me that can just like, you know, pretend like it doesn't, because it just does. And that's because they're missing the point of it all and getting too in the nitty gritty of this tattoo that should have never been a tattoo anyways. Like if you just look at the art up here, you're like, oh, there's these like little characters that are in the shadows that you're not talented enough to pull off. It's just a hard tattoo. And doing it on yourself, I'm glad it's not on a client, but shit, dude. It's gonna be hard to put a big Hanya over this one. Next. The eye tattoos. Okay, this girl is fair-skinned, right? She is fair-skinned. She is not dark. She does not have dark pigment in her skin. She is fair-skinned. So, if you're doing black and gray, the only way you make her look fair-skinned is by putting everything else around her very dark, okay? You put a lot of black in her hair or anything else other than putting a bunch of really medium grays around her eyes. The eyes, again, this is just a bad tattoo in general, but it looks like it's a totally different person who's darker skinned. There's just not enough contrast here. And so, okay, all that's bad, right? She looks darker than she is, and it's a really hard concept to pull off. I get it, whatever. But also, her eyes look bulgy. Like, they did this blue bulgy thing that makes her think like, it looks like she's thinking about murdering everybody around her. I don't know if my eyes are doing it well, but like, she doesn't look like bug-eyed, but her tattoo does. Not to mention, just fucking don't get a goddamn tattoo of your girlfriend's face, dude. Man, oh man. I got an itchy eye from all this bulging of my eyes. Or maybe my eyes hurt from looking at this tattoo. I couldn't tell, I can't tell, you know. Now, I am not good at portraits, so like, don't take what I say about portraits. It's just like, you know, obviously, we have an alarm going off. Some fucking tourist ATVs blaring out there. But yeah, I'm not a great like portrait artist. Both these last tattoos are hard to do and impossible to do, and design-wise are just trash. Let's listen to this guy.
Tattoo artist, you gotta learn how to draw. Come here, let me show you why. In this situation, look at the stencil. The arm is over there. You know what I mean? On the body, it's touching Jesus. We don't want him to touch Jesus. No. Check this out. This was all freehanded right now. Did that. So now I just changed the arm. You have to know some anatomy. You have to learn how to draw a hand. Now, problem solved. Learn how to draw, guys. All right, Michael, we're done with that freehand piece I was telling you about. Now, you know, looking complete. Now it makes...
I think that this is a tattooer responding to, shit. First off, homeboy, I'm gonna listen to you better if you have actual tattoos on your arms. It's just tattoo 101. But this is a response to people who are claiming you do not need to draw to be a tattooer. And hey, dude, of all the things in tattooing, the thing I'm probably not the best at is drawing. Like, it's something that I've had to work really hard at over the years to actually even be okay at. It's, you know, if you stack up skills in tattooing, my customer service, way high. My ability to pull off a tattoo that is designed well, fine, perfect. My implementing of color, smooth, black and gray, these places, you know, it's like in the mediums, you know? My drawing is way down here, and I had to work fucking hard to be better at drawing. Now, you know, after fucking 12 years of consistently drawing a shit ton and being able to like compose pieces, I'm better at it. But I'm not great at it. I work on it really hard. It works out better. I'm better at it now than I ever have been. But the idea that a tattooer doesn't need to draw is fucking stupid to me. Yes, you can pull it off, and I've seen a ton of tattooers go their entire careers without drawing. I've seen a tattooer steal leaves because they sucked at drawing so bad, but it's like, it's pretty common sense, dude. Like, if you can't draw a fucking hand, like even an easy, dumb devil hand, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Go to goddamn school, dude. Become a fucking contractor or whatever fucking else type of job that exists that you don't need to fucking draw. Dude, become a chef. You think chefs can draw? I bet more chefs can draw than a lot of tattooers. But yeah, like the idea, I've seen a bunch of tattooers being like, I don't know how to draw, you don't need to know how to draw either. And it's like, yeah, that's not like a great quality in a tattooer. Like, you could pull it off, you could do flash the rest of your life. I do tons and tons of flash. I love doing flash, but I still draw a shit ton. So yeah, next.
I come to ask you to join the tattoo world record.
Okay.
So I've got over...
Holy shit.
So I would love for you to join.
Yeah, I'm you know what, I'd be nervous if I didn't see so many signatures on there.
Oh yeah.
How many do you have?
So I'm 3 away from 70.
Okay.
So
Are you gonna get, how many are you gonna get today?
So I've got pretty much the entire Supernatural cast.
Cool. And everyone signed you?
Everyone has signed it. Everybody has signed it.
So you sign them and then you get it.
Yeah, so this
right?
is my tattoo artist right here.
Hey.
So she'll come, we'll tattoo at our spot,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back and we'll show you.
All right, let's go. Where do you want me?
Wherever you pick it.
Okay, so this is a guy getting a bunch of signatures. I guess it's okay. At this distance in this video, you look at that leg, you're like, yeah, it looks like a bunch of smudges at a kindergarten. Don't know why someone would want it, but hey, they're out there. They care more about pop culture than they care about tattoos. I think that's kind of interesting. It means he's met 70 people worth signing his leg for. I don't think that that's very hard at a Comic-Con type of event, but fuck me, dude. I don't like it, but I don't care either. You know, like, I'm not this guy's dad. If my son showed up with a bunch of smudges on his leg and he'd be like, some famous guy wrote their signature and my tattoo artist tattooed it, I'd be like, fuck, I failed raising you. Sounds like the TV raised you more than me, but hey, I'm not this guy's dad. I don't really know. And you got poor McLovin involved in it. What's this guy's name? I think it says Christopher Place. Poor guy gets known as McLovin for the rest of his life. That guy's got some fucking hocks on his leg. Dude, those things are fucking chunky, thick thighs. Like, not in a bad way. I'm not saying he's a fat guy. Obviously, he's not a fat guy. I'm just saying he got big old thighs, dude. Big old legs, dude. Those calves are the size of a fucking back piece, dude. Terrifying. Those legs look like they've gone places, dude. They look like they walk up mountains. Actually, they just look like mountains walking up mountains. Those things are fucking massive, dude. He's like 90% thigh and leg. His feet look tiny in comparison to how massive his thighs are. Not really, but like, fuck. He looks like a reverse Superman. He looks like a chicken if chickens were reverse. Yeah, big old thighs. I hate the tattoos. Next. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause it on the before. This is why I fucking hate color realism tattoos, is because they end up looking like smudgy turds. Just a mishmash of color that doesn't look right. I guess he's gonna get it fixed or reworked. I hope fixed. What do we got? And we're left with the same type of concept. I hope this one ends up better. I have a feeling it's not. It's gonna become a smudgy little turd sooner than later. There's just not enough black, dude. You need black to contrast all this extremely overused color. I know. I'm gonna be quick on this one because it's just a color turd and I hate color turds. Next. Okay, what do I got? Revealing my new Hey Arnold tattoo. Damn, she doubled up on the Hey Arnold. I gotta say, like, those tattoos are done very well. They're extremely difficult tattoos. Like pulling these straight lines on a woman's chest is extremely difficult. And it's obviously more hard to do a perfect straight line on a woman's chest than it is on a man's chest, because obviously there's more fat on a woman. You know, those are called breasticles. Breasticles are very difficult to tattoo, and looking at those tattoos, they look pretty good. You know, I think that there should be a little bit more black in the purple pink heart, but I didn't do it. So what do I know? Maybe I don't know anything. Maybe I'm not even a tattooer. Imagine I was just a piercer this whole time. You guys like were just following a piercer talking about tattoos. Next.
Like, hey Tony, if you're gonna get a black and gray portrait tattoo, what would you get? And she was like, Danny Trejo as Danny Trejo's chest tattoo. And I was like, wow, that was fast. Let's go.
Okay, I don't think that they're finished. I think that they're a long ways away from being finished. I hope, I think. But it is really funny that they nailed the squishy face of Danny Trejo's chest tattoo. Like, I kind of, in my head, I was like, why didn't they do a nice chest tattoo on Danny Trejo? And it's because like in real life, it looks pretty shitty. I think that they're working on it. This is not a fully finished tattoo, I think. If it is finished, it's not finished. I'll say it there, I don't think it's finished. I think that this tattoo is probably more than capable of finishing this tattoo and making it look nice, I hope. It's a funny idea, Danny Trejo's chest tattoo. It is fun to see, like, we don't have in pop culture, there's not a lot of tattooed people that we can really reference that like we have like an admiration for. I'm trying to think. You know, like you have a lot of rock stars, you know, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, you know, the Misfits skulls, the Black Flag bars, like a lot of people with those types of tattoos that are kind of old, famous, but mostly rock stars. It's cool that Danny Trejo exists with this like very memorable chest banger tat. Not only that, but he's not a white guy like all the other people I mentioned. Who else? Who else has tattoos that are kind of iconic? Did Dennis Rodman have tattoos? I believe so. Yeah, Dennis had some tattoos. I'm trying to think of older people. Obviously now there's fuck ton, right? Every celebrity's got a couple shit-ass tattoos, but I'm trying to think of older ones. Yeah, there's not many. Fuck yeah, love you, Danny Trejo. That skanky-ass tree. Next. It says a $5,000 portrait tattoo. Man, tattoo prices are out of control. Look, you're gonna park a goddamn Corvette or whatever kind of shit-ass car. There's nothing in this world I care less about than vehicles. I like driving, but I just don't care about vehicles. Like, I don't know if that's a Camino or a Camaro, so that should tell you a lot. The only kind of car I like is I drive an old Ford Ranger, I like that. I probably like old trucks more than anything, but I really could care less about them too. But $5,000, you know, that's because that rent is a bajillion dollars to fit a Camaro in that fucker, you know? I don't know. I don't see it. It's a good tattoo. This is like a black and gray portrait that has a little bit of white in the gray. Like you could see the opaqueness. That means that like they're just putting a little bit of white in the gray wash, or it's like one of those pre-bought things. But yeah, there's definitely some like true gray in this portrait. Not my favorite type of portrait, but that doesn't really matter because it looks great. $5,000, I don't know. Could I do this? I bet if I sat and I did portraits for like years, I would be pretty good at it. I think I'd actually, maybe I'm gonna become a portrait artist. Fuck it. Fuck tattooing traditional shit. I don't want no more Panthers. I'm gonna do Marilyn Monroe's. Imagine all the shit I've talked over the years about people getting celebrities tattooed on them, and I just like made a full 180 and was like, yeah, I'm a portrait guy now. Yeah. You know, does a $5,000 tattoo, is that really surprising when this guy's probably got a rent somewhere in goddamn LA, parked a fucking Camaro in this fucking thing. It's the size of a goddamn warehouse. Like, not really, you know? Do I think it's worth it? Fuck no, dude. Just because a tattooer chooses to have extremely high overhead doesn't mean anything to me, but yeah. What would I spend $5,000 for? I'd probably spend $10,000 for a back piece. I think that's a very reasonable price for a back piece. I know how much time and work goes into it. What would I pay $5,000 for? $5,000, I'd pay for a sleeve, you know? I'd pay for a sleeve. But realistically, you could charge whatever you want if that's what you charge, and people are willing to get it from you. So, next. Does anyone know how to get the stencil off? Okay, it's a tattoo. It's not even a stencil. It looks all washed off. Good for them. I don't like it. I wish it was in black and gray. If it was in black and gray, I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. But yeah, it's cool. They did a good job on it. It's purple, so they did a really good job with purple too. I just thought this was interesting. Not my favorite thing, but not the worst thing I've seen in a long time. So, next.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways. One trick is to tell them stories that don't go anywhere. Like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville, I needed a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they called Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 pieces for a quarter, you'd say. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow ones.
Okay, so we all get this tattoo. I hope we were able to use it without getting copywritten, but this is a very piss poor attempt to do this tattoo. The lines are shaky, the lines are crappy, but to be honest, you make me do this shit and I'm gonna do the worst version. I'm gonna do it worse than this because I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off. This is a $5,000 tattoo to me. You want to give me this tattoo? $5,000, 1,000,000%. I'm not fucking kidding. Actually, even saying this is $5,000, I would need $10,000 to do this tattoo. There's very few things in this world that I would be like, fuck you, I'm gonna take you over the coals for making me tattoo this. This is that tattoo. You make me do this and I will fucking bulge my goddamn eyes out, dude. I will rip my fucking eyes out. I will charge you $10,000 for this fucking thing, dude. I hate lettering. I hate it with a passion. And if you make me do a fucking quote this long with a banner this long, bruh, I will die of sadness halfway through this tattoo, but my family will have just enough money to put me in a fucking tomb this big. I mean, funerals are kind of expensive. They could cremate me, dude. Funerals are too expensive nowadays. Moral of this story is my parents would know exactly how much, and there is a line, I don't know. I mean, hey, dude, you give me this much bannerisms, I'm gonna fuck up too. But right in between a nickel and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Right in between there, see that line? That is a fucking mistake. Goes nowhere. Yeah, that's hilarious. That one's a mistake. That's really funny. There's a million fucking mistakes here, right? That's like there's like tons and 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 tons of mistakes. That one is an extra interesting mistake because he like put an extra line thinking that it was connecting to something and it's not connecting to nothing. Really funny. Something most people are just gonna ignore or not see. You can't see it, but I'm gonna see it right away. Yeah, big mistake there on a shit ass tattoo that's got a million mistakes, so who cares? Paul Tuen Tran. Now, Paul Tuen Tran is really interesting. You're gonna notice that every single tattoo this guy does has a pecker in it. A pecker and a vagina. Weird trend. Weird trend. I hope this guy makes a bajillion dollars. I'd pay 10 grand for that one too. I'd pay 5 grand for that tattoo. Pecker Tattoos. He's famous. Like you go to his page and you're just gonna see pecker on pecker on pecker on pecker on pecker. What's that one saying? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peck a pickled pepper, Peter Picker pecked. Fuck, I suck at this. Let me try it again. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers, Peter picked. Jesus Christ, I'm stuck at these things. Let's try it one more time. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter picked? Fuck, that's so hard. Fun saying. This is just Pecker, Peter, Pecker, Picker, Packards. Nailed it. Yeah, next. Next. What do we got? Oh, this knee tattoo. Very interesting, very weird. I don't know what the anime reference is, but I really like the way that it bends with the knee. Tattoo-wise, it's not my favorite at all. It's just the only tattoo that like expands in the right ways on a knee. That's it. That's where we're at today. I appreciate you. I hope you're enjoying the 3 videos a week. We are getting after it. It is crazy. We're trying to make it to 100,000 subs. So like, subscribe, do all the shit I need you to do so that we can keep doing these videos. See you later.